Hello, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a good Friday so far. I am battling with my Stream Deck once again, so the transitions and the controls might be a little bit off this stream. I think it just needs a software update. I think I saw something the other day that I just did not have time to do. Funny how these devices and software packages always say, hey, there's a new update. Would you like to update now? And it's always like 5 minutes before I stream, which is never the time. Never the time to change anything. When you've been doing this as long as I have, just like, no, don't change anything right before you go live. Bad idea. Gappy the Guy, ScotsmanUK, GrandpaCrafter, Cosmic, Crosshatch, welcome in. We have a tier 1 sub from Blank Benji. Thanks very much, Blank Benji. We've got a MindTripMedia 100-bit drop lurking in the background, and ScotsmanUK has subbed for a tier 1. Thanks very much, Scotsman. Thanks for everyone chipping in at the start of the stream. Very much appreciated. We're going to pick up where we left off on the Lilac Farm. I think I'm going to work on this little section right here a little bit. I might have to work on, I don't know if we're going to do the road or not, but we're going to work on this. I do remember that I was missing a lot of brown texture blocks from my inventory, so I'm going to try to remove some of the stone stuff I don't need right now. I guess I'll keep the mossy bits, maybe. Cosmic Dancer says, oh, hey, I should probably shout out Scotsman UK. Yeah, you can do that too. And thanks for the kind words on Discord, Scotsman. I did get those. I replied just before I went live. Okay, we've got grass, concrete. We've got bushes, grass, ferns. I don't need dirt, but I do need rooted dirt and mud. And probably concrete powder. And maybe some stripped. That should probably get us going. And I guess I can turn off shaders. So right off the bat, I feel like this section is a little skinny. I don't think this side is necessarily going to change. This feels a little bit sharp. So maybe we'll end up changing some stuff here. It's hard with the tree there. But I feel like that looks a little bit better. I feel like even here, we could go a little sharper. Then that looks funny on the map. So the solution there is probably going to be more design on the ground as opposed to top-down changes. But I think one thing we can do here very easily just to kind of see what difference that might make. And on top of that, we can also get in here some bush stuff going on, and maybe even get down here. Shears. Feel like that makes it look a little bit nicer. Hey, there's McScrewgunn. You're welcome, Scotsman. I always really like seeing the work that you share. I will confess that because I have to raid and run very often lately because I'm prioritizing the gym when I finish streaming, and I don't tend to hang out and network with people much on Twitch. I get most of the updates on your stuff when you share it on the Spawn Chunks Hangouts once a month, and so it's been cool to see that develop as things have gone on. So this does actually get a little bit skinnier here, doesn't it? I feel like this maybe needs more. And then this last one here. Yeah. A bit better. So I really have no idea what to do here. I feel like it's probably going to be a good idea to have another tree. And I don't think I'd want another tree directly in front here, but I feel like sort of in this space would be good. See, I don't want to block the view of the woods, so maybe like there for a tree, maybe? That sort of lines up with the tree behind it, so that might not be the best. It does sort of line up a little bit too evenly. Maybe we'll move it a little bit closer. Maybe we'll start it back here. Rebel Mama, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's a little bit better. A little bit more out of the way. Might want to go one more block this way. Yeah. I feel like that'll work better. Yeah, that doesn't really feel like it lines up with anything, so go with that. The real question is how tall do we want to start this? I feel like I had issues with this other tree where I started it too tall, so maybe we'll just do one block. I don't know whether I want to go start at 2 blocks or start at 1 block. I guess we can always trim it down. Does anybody remember if I went too high last time? If it was 2 or 3? I don't remember. It was this one over here, I think. Or maybe it was that one. I did so much work on this, I can't really tell. Mini Packs, hello, hello, good to see you. Alright, screw it. I think that's good. I think that gets the canopy up above the other other stuff. Oh, I guess I need oak leaves too, don't I? Are those over here? No. Somewhere I thought I had extra oak leaves. Oh, they're there. So it's a little on the tall, skinny side, but that's okay. I think here what I'd like to do is bring this part down. So we'll do maybe a branch there. Then we'll have to add a little bit over here maybe to balance it out. Has anyone seen my day? It seems to have gotten lost somewhere. Yeah, I've had days like that. Check behind the sofa. When I can't find my day, I can almost guarantee you, which is not a brag, that unfortunately I can probably find it in my phone. I've been trying to be a lot more self-conscious about the amount of time I spend on the phone. And when you start paying attention to that, it's a little... I don't know, it's a little off-putting how much time I actually spend on the phone. So I'm trying to make this a little bit asymmetrical. I think I need to get up a little bit higher. Yep. Scaffolding. TikTok has a lot of to answer for your perspective, Cosmic. Yeah, I mean, I say that, and I think I lump TikTok in with like phone usage in general, and I mean specifically like non-constructive phone usage. Like if I'm looking up something on the internet on my phone, like I don't consider that necessarily bad. It's more the time wasty stuff, the stuff where you can end up being on your phone for an hour and then not realize you're on your phone for an hour. It happens more early in the morning with a coffee and more in the evening when whatever I'm trying to watch on TV has lost my interest. Surefire sign that your show is not as engaging as it should be is when I get on my phone. It's got a weird blocky part here at the back. Hmm. I feel like it's a little bit big for how low it is on this section. I wonder if this would be better if I trimmed it back. Yeah, it's a little bit better. I don't mind it coming out up high there. It's not terrible. I mean, it's a Minecraft tree. It's going to look a little wonky in some spots. That's pretty good. I think that's all right. All right, let's put some branches in the top. This is more just a completionist thing because you really can't see it from down here, but I like to know that they're there. And then if we can scooch in a trapdoor, not a trapdoor, a fence gate maybe? Just to create a little bit of depth. Not a lot. But you can sort of see the gap that adds, but then it still fills it with a little bit of busyness, I guess. Love to Craft has followed. Thanks for the follow. And Zero T666 subscribing with Prime for 12 months. Can we get some love and chat for Zero? A full year. That's the Space Keystone badge. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Zero. I'd like to have something over here as well. I feel like that helps offset some stuff. I'm still not crazy about this stair. I think maybe a slab would go better. I was trying not to do the exact same thing I did over here, but I feel like that's pretty good. Now we'll throw some moss around, but ultimately I'd like to do more of this. And this is going to require rooted dirt, roots, soul sand, and soul soil. Rooted dirt, roots, soul sand, soul soil, and I should have everything else. Oh, Zero, thanks for the compliment. I appreciate it. I'm not a big fan of YouTube Shorts showing up in my YouTube feed either. I wish they were a separate thing. I watch most of my YouTube on the Xbox, like on my big 55-inch TV. And I'll get excited when I see there's a new thing, like there's a new video from one of the creators that I follow, and then I realize it's not a new video, it's just a new short. Xbox puts like a little blue dot next to the person's name on your subscription list if they've got a new piece of content, but more often than not, that new content is just a short. I say that, and we're probably going to be starting to make shorts with the spawn chunks. It's weird because I watch a fair amount of TikTok, but you'd think that I would not be like interested in that if I didn't like YouTube Shorts. Like if I preferred longer form, you'd think TikTok, I'd be like, nope, not interested. But I actually quite like TikTok. I mean, most of my TikTok stuff is either cooking videos or stand-up comedy or dogs. Predominantly puppies, but dogs also make the cut in general. I think I'll actually make that moss carpet. Same with back there. That's pretty good. What would be a good thing to have there? Maybe like some concrete powder. Or maybe some grass. Peanut butter sacks, welcome back. Our grass sounds dirt, yes. Yep. It was back when I was making a lot of landscape changes in the modern city. We were cutting down a lot of grass blocks and a lot of grass. I'm not sure what these are called, just grass and then grass blocks. So short grass. So short grass and grass blocks. We were cutting down a lot. And the dirt or the grass sound was such a high static noise. It just really was starting to bug me. So I used a resource pack that I made to make the dirt and grass noises the same. To be honest, I prefer the moss noise the most. Like, if out of all those noises that happen, the moss is the one that I think is the best. Even the dirt noise I find kind of grating after a while. Oh, this one has some bushes. That's what it's missing. Yeah. I try not to copy things, but I do kind of try to think about the, I guess, the vibe that I've got going. Yeah, I think maybe what we'll do here. It doesn't affect stuff up here. That's good. And then maybe even back here, we could drop this down. Yeah, that works. I'd be tempted to even put that here. Although that doesn't quite work well with the dirt next to it. So I think maybe we'll change this and add a fern back here. I want to cover that flower bed up a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. I don't want to get too repetitive with the tall ferns, but I need a little something. Oh, right, I wanted to fix that section there, didn't I? Sometimes these things create nice borders, other times it's really tricky. Thanks, Cosmic. Yeah, I think I'm getting pretty decent at that quick trick of growing a basic tree just a little bit taller and then taking the shape of it and then just not just adding something, like not just adding bulk kind of like onto one side, but adding bulk onto one side, but then over a bit. So creating like an X, right? And then also leaning it in a direct, like it's sort of, it's almost like a corkscrew. You think about something like a spiral kind of going down like that, maybe. Whoops. So really all I'm trying to do here is just make the path feel like it has a bit of an edge to it. You can even see the difference from one side to the other, right? Like this feels like the edge of the walk, and then this just feels like Minecraft texture. Just so. I feel like it makes it look like it's been around for a lot longer than it has. And we haven't really even textured the walkway. I'm just kind of throwing some stuff down. So we come in here and we start doing stuff along here with other blocks like this. I think it'll start to really come together. That often looks good next to moss too. Just because of how green it is. Yeah. Some cases I feel like we could maybe even try some tough. Just to see. It's just green enough that it sometimes works. Sometimes it's a little bit distracting, but I think that actually works okay. Yeah. So I'm not going to get into the road. I don't want to get into texturing the road because I don't know about the left-hand side of the road, so I don't want to go down that rabbit hole too far. I mainly wanted to finish this section here so that we could move on. And I guess the thing here is that I needed to do some changes in here because I felt like these all had just too many flowering azalea bushes. Like I feel like some of these we should be able to swap out. And oh right, that was what I decided at the end of the last stream, is that I didn't have I didn't have the blocks that I wanted to do like the underneath stuff. So it's either coarse dirt or I think I've used rooted muddy mangrove roots. And in some cases I know I've used mangrove wood, right? All right, so more muddy. Done with the soul sand and soul soil. I think I'm done with those. And that's all good. Okay. So yeah, so right away, I wanted to change this to be that and regular azalea, and then maybe even have a carpet on top. Yeah, just breaks things up a little bit. Still a lot of flowers this way, which is fine. Oops. Then I also think we could take these out and put maybe mangrove underneath. I think maybe the mangrove looks better. I always find it hard to remember which direction mangrove goes. The opposite of other logs, which is a bit of a pain. So here, this could actually get quite a bit bigger. And put 2 of these here. Do I want this to get taller? Yes, but we'll use a flowering azalea bush there. Probably change this to regular mangrove. I feel like that works. Again, I don't want to overdo it with the too high ferns. So we'll just leave it like that for now. And then maybe there could be maybe a breach. Something just kind of creeping up over the wall, maybe. Although that's a very straight line. That's pretty good. Mini Packs and Cosmic, thanks for being awesome. I really appreciate it. Diego, video games. Thanks for the follow. Oh, it's all good, Mini Packs. Don't worry about it. I have to say, and I will repeat this until I die, that one of the, I think, key things about my community getting to the point where it is over the last few years has been the incredible effort and we'll say diligence of moderators in my chat. I really appreciate all you. It's very cool to not have to worry about what some dingus might say or do. Very often it gets banned, you know, someone gets deleted and banned before I even realize what the heck is going on. So I really, really appreciate it. Again, I'm trying not to go crazy here. I'm just thinking about how I want this to look as you walk by. I think that's pretty good. I've managed to line things up. I'm trying to avoid. Oh, speaking of lining things up, let's not do that. SweetSandi subscribing at tier 1, the big 4-0. Thanks very much. Really appreciate it, SweetSandi. I think you were here. If you were not here, thank you in addition for the sub, but also for being a fantastic moderator. We were just talking about how much I appreciate mods in chat. And how much I don't appreciate rain in Minecraft. I mean, that's a thunderstorm. That is D-A-double-K dark. Flux, thanks very much for the kind words. New tree. New kind of grassy lawn design, and we made some changes along here by removing a couple of things. I think it looks okay. I'm not sure about this bush. I feel like this is a little bit strange. I mean, it looks all right. I think I just kind of threw it in haphazardly. I like this section, but I feel like this section is a little bit odd. So maybe we'll just try to rethink this a little bit. Maybe we'll put something down here. Yeah. I find it really weird when you're making these custom bushes. If they get to the point where they go in straight lines, it starts to feel really like odd for me. I don't know why. I guess because in general we think about bushes as being organic and round. Usually when you see them in the wild. Yeah, that's pretty good. Don't know if I want to use bone meal in this. I do not. That's all right, but then I kind of wonder if this needs to be more dense. It helps a little bit. Yeah. Probably overthinking it. Famous last words. Break time, says Cosmic. Thank you. And I think maybe grass? No, definitely bush. Whoops. Yeah, it almost looks like a path that you could walk. Not quite, but we're getting there. That's not what I was going for, but I think we're good. Folks, if you are new to the channel, I take a break once an hour. It gives me a chance to grab another glass of water and grab a stretch. You should too. Make sure to grab a friend when you're out there. Let them know that I'm live. You can find things like the Twitter post. And I just realized I forgot to post on Instagram. So I'll be doing that on my break and letting people know that we're live. The more eyeballs, the better. I will be back in 5 or 6 minutes. I find it really frustrating when parts of the commands work on the buttons and then parts of them don't. I feel like it's an OBS connection issue with the Stream Deck because the music played when it was supposed to. There's a couple of creepers around. I think that's all of them. Oh, skeleton. Free bones. There was another guy in the water here too. Cool. Coast is clear. Power 1. All right, where were we? I think this is pretty done. I feel like there's still some grass that could be placed up here maybe. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not sure why, I really do prefer having moss on all sides when I do that little sunken bush trick. Feels very straight. Yeah. So I think that takes care of this whole front section here on the left. We've got this done. This is all textured, right? Yeah. It's done all the way around here. I guess I haven't done this part, but the front part's done. And I'm happy with this too. So then I wanted to make some changes over here because of how much of the purple flowers are showing. I think what we'll do is like try to jump in here. Whoops. That. And then I think we can go mangrove underneath these, same as we did before. Yeah, that seems to work. Whoops. Guess that makes sense. The other one I had done more in rows, I guess. Yeah, this one I had treated like there was little paths in between it. That's why this one probably feels so overwhelming, is because there's no real spots where it's blocked. There are a few little bits. I guess it doesn't need it. It's not very wide. I'm just trying to think about like what might be something that would constitute like where the bush is actually planted in the ground. EladJenkins resubscribed, tier 1, 15 months. Thanks very much. It's amazing. Hope you're having a good Friday. Getting most of the way there. Don't think I've missed anything so far. It's mostly the green grass underneath them that I think stands out. Yeah, just little swaps for regular azalea just helps the flowers feel more special rather than just like a repetitive block. I find that that's one of the big things in this game is that if you can remove any kind of seeming repetition, I think you'll be better off. Countryman, welcome in. Thanks for saying hello. I think that feels pretty good. This is missing some rooted dirt, I think, so we'll probably add in a little bit more of that along the way. Yep. Looks good. This already has it, I think. Yeah. So then this, I guess, technically is all, I would consider this, texturing this stuff part of the road. So I wanted to focus on finishing as close to the house as I can for now. So I think the next thing, well, we do have to come around the corner here. Again, this is all part of the road, I feel. We haven't done any texturing on the wall. And we've done all the stuff around the house here. That's still pretty bland. I feel like maybe just some touches here would make sense. But I'm missing some textures. Carpet, moss. GrandpaCrafter set up a monthly tip. Thanks so much. And my guess is that that's American converting into Canadian, but thanks very much. $27. That's incredible, GrandpaCrafter. Wow. Adding the monthly sub now that the new month has started. That's awesome. So for folks that don't know, if you want to support creators that have Streamlabs, when you go to do a donation on Streamlabs, it just goes through PayPal. Streamlabs doesn't take a cut, but you can also set it up to do once a month automatically. So you can do it in a way that you don't have to go and do it every month, and you can set the amount. It's totally up to you. And then Streamlabs, because of like the connection between Twitch and Streamlabs, will give you a toast that you can play in chat. So even if I'm not live when PayPal kind of like does the billing, then you'll have a little indication in chat to be like, hey, you've got a monthly sub shout out that you have not used yet this month. Do you want to use it now? So you can wait, like you can wait until I'm live on the weekend or something like that if your payment came out on a Monday. But GrandpaCrafter, that's incredible. Thank you ever so much. The subscription thing is one of the best ways to support your favorite creators, because it's more reliable. Like it sets up kind of like a baseline, and it can be anything. It can be any amount that you want. But GrandpaCrafter, that's incredibly generous. I very much appreciate that. And yes, you're confirming in chat that it's USD to CAD. Yeah. That's one of the benefits actually of being in Canada, is that right now, and most of the time, the Canadian dollar gets a little bit extra bump, And I don't remember exactly the ratio. I want to say it's 2% plus 30 cents per transaction, but PayPal takes a really, really tiny, like it's really, really, really tiny amount compared to Twitch or, I mean, Patreon's really good. Patreon only takes like 10% for a platform, but PayPal takes the least, and Streamlabs doesn't take any. Streamlabs has a different model. They don't take any percentage of donations. So a good way to look at it, I think if I remember correctly, is a $10 donation ends up being like $9.60 or 62 cents or something like that, 63 cents, 68 cents on my end. So there's very, very little that doesn't get through to me, which is awesome as a platform. And then of course, very handy for folks that are concerned about, you know, making a donation to a streamer, but then having the streamer not really get a lot of the money. I need to make more concrete powder. But thanks again, GrandpaCrafter. I really, really appreciate it. One moss block for Joel. Donated equals one moss block for Joel. Yeah. I'm not sure why I used I think I just had that in my inventory. I was thinking like, this is going to be a bad analogy. What I should have done was moss and moss carpet, right? So if this is the donation to PayPal, then this is how much I get, right? There's very, very little comes off the top on PayPal. That's the difference. That would have been much, much better. Jeez. Yeah. I guess I should probably think about what I want to do here. That stuff tends to look a lot better closer to the edge. It's pretty good. I think last time I was doing this, it was near the end of a stream and I didn't have the right blocks. Oops. And I don't think I was using the mangrove too close to the house because then it just looked a little bit funny. And I can't put anything in these spaces. So I think we're good there. Could I put, I guess I could remove this. Maybe try grass here. This, I think I'll switch to azalea. And then somewhere here, switch to concrete powder. Yeah, That's better. I don't know what to do with this little space here. I feel like this would be a good spot to use that kind of sunken leaf trick. Make it feel more thistle-y, I guess. That creates kind of a straight line there. My inventory was probably full. Yeah, Cosmic, we'll use that as an excuse, I think. Mini Pax is talking about a local charity that closed down because only 4% of the donations were making it to the people they were supposed to be supporting. Wow. Yeah. That's rough. Twitch says that it's 50%. That's common knowledge. That's not anything that I cannot share. You Google it and Twitch says it's 50%. I think that varies greatly. Unfortunately, part of the terms of service is that creators can't talk about how much they make on Twitch. So I think that it becomes even more confusing because you've got currencies are involved and currency exchange fees are involved. So that becomes a whole other thing. You know, that's not bad. That's almost enough. It's a little bit funny there, though. Maybe a mossy cobble. Nope. Oh, you know what? Maybe carpet. Maybe we'll get some depth happening here. I think that's pretty good. I think that makes it look like you shouldn't walk over it, maybe. I'm wondering if I can just strip these out. Nope, no I can't. I think maybe we need some more texturing happening here. Cosmic, thanks for being awesome. That sounds fine. I know that a couple of people in chat were on thin ice. No explanation needed. At least not right now. I've got this bad habit of doing like textures in a row and a diagonal. I'm trying to break it. best I can. I think maybe I need to go get some... Oh, you know what? Tough could be kind of good in here too. It's a little distracting. True Purple. Hello, hello. If you ever have an alter ego, True Purple, false yellow would be an excellent way to do that. Dan Flowers 1, thanks for the follow. Where are we as far as subs go right now? Notice the goal just came up in Nightbot. 74 subscribers. I can call you Danny. Cool. I will do my best to remember that. It'll probably end up being Dan most of the time. What did I come back over here for? Gravel. I have that thing that happens to me in Minecraft, like when you walk into a room in your house looking for your glasses, and then 2 seconds later you forget why you came into the room in your house, and you're like, what? Why am I here again? You know, I might try to get some mushroom block up here. I'm wondering if that would look good. I know that it looks good down here. I've also got spruce that I can sprinkle in here too. This is the phase of this stuff where you're just kind of puttering around. What I should also get are pressure plates and buttons, stone buttons. Actually, spruce buttons would be good too. Stone buttons. Oh, well, we'll just make some, I guess. That is not what I wanted to do. There we go. I missed what you said, SweetSandi, about how you do things. What was the... Sweden has a group of bank accounts to donate to that are kind of protected. They all start with a certain amount, and they have to prove at least, I think, that 90% goes to the claims they go to. Oh, that's a cool way to set up charities. Yeah. That actually goes pretty well together. I've never thought about pairing a stone button with a chunk of tough. Now I was thinking here, do the same sort of thing. But maybe have something like that on the ground, and even go as far as to have something like that. Or maybe one of these. That might be a little bit too close to this, but I don't know if that's going to stay exactly like that. This might be better off as mangrove. Yeah, I like that better anyway. I do sometimes wish we had more darker brown blocks that worked for soil. Soil would be a problem to put here because it just wouldn't. It's too purple. Doesn't match quite the way that you want. I guess I should go see if there's any mushroom block that might work. I keep on forgetting to take an overhead like shot of before. I always take screenshots when I'm doing like pre-Twitter posts and stuff like that. But I always forget to take a screenshot of something like this. So but you can see, like, I know it's just the map and it really doesn't matter. But you can see the difference, I think, between the areas here where we've just done some texturing compared to the area over here where there is none. And same thing here, like you can see where I didn't go around the corner there on the texturing because I'm not sure about this road. But then up here where I am sure about the way that the road goes, how it looks, like it feels so much more, I guess, complete as a picture. And I mean, it's silly because it's just a tool. It's just a map tool. But visually, of course, like on the ground, like not textured and textured, like it has a whole different vibe. Brown wool. If I've tried it, it's been a really long time, but the wool is sitting right here, so we can give it a go. I feel like the brown wool issue is usually like the texture has got like a very distinct direction. Normally my go-to is spruce and then logs, like oak logs. But the problem is that when you're in a situation where you're using oak logs in the trees, then using oak logs in the texture starts to get a little bit weird. And it also, when you've got some warmer tones happening, these are really neutral. So I find it a little bit tricky. But I think this color should work. Actually, maybe I'll put that here. Anybody else travel 5 or 6 blocks or more just so they don't have to open up their inventory and change blocks that way? So what I wanted to do over here was have a darker block, kind of like in this section, to indicate that this got a little bit muddy. And wool. Yeah, I mean, it's not... It's a little bit too saturated, I think, is maybe the issue. It works well next to the concrete powder, but then it doesn't work well with this other stuff. You also have that issue of the noise it makes when you walk across it being drastically different. I mean, this is pretty good. Stripped dark oak is good, but I think it might be a little bit too much up here. I'm also trying not to overdo this so that it doesn't take me an absolute eon to complete this. I think I am going to change these. Oh, nope, this one does not look better. Maybe the solution over here is to go back to the other one. And then change this. No. This is a fun trick. I like that. I think that works quite well. Might be able to get away with a little bit of grass here. Oh no, it goes over the stairs. In creative, I will fly halfway across the map to pick block rather than open up my inventory. Well, creative for sure. I totally understand that. I feel like this almost wants to have a bit of a wall. This would be easier to do because it's a much shorter distance. I kind of want to do like a wooden retaining wall. Telling you, man, using these azaleas as textures for the top of them is really cool. Mini packs, thanks ever so much for being here. Appreciate it. I think you had a resub today, right? It was either today or it was recently. Either way, much appreciated. Always good to see you. Trapdoors. And signs too. What do we have to sacrifice here? GMAFN. I don't know how to pronounce that at all. Puzzle, I think, has a little bit too much stuff going on it, so I don't tend to use it. You're right, though. It is part of that kind of like dirt family. I agree with you there. Do I want those to all go the same way? Probably. This should be pretty straightforward, actually. I think all I have to really do is just add in the signs. I still haven't looked up a good Unicode thing for nails. I like that. It gets tricky when it's only a couple blocks wide. I find it difficult sometimes. That works. That works. So here we could use some carpet just to kind of get some height variation, I think. Yep, I don't want to overcomplicate it. That's pretty good. Might be a good spot for a wooden button. Or I guess we probably could get into a stone, right? Because we've got this here. Yeah. I guess it sort of reads as a stick, maybe? Or a piece of the fence? I don't know. Hanging signs by their carrots really work. Thank you. Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago. But I'm always trying to look for different ways to use hanging signs. There are not as many ways as I would like because of the way that they connect to things, but there are some things that work quite well. I think it's helped in great deal by the fact that my trapdoors have got like a 3D model texture. They're not like vanilla texture. It looks exactly like vanilla as far as the texture goes, but it's got like a model to it. Like it's got some depth and some three-dimensional sides and stuff. So I think that helps it a lot. It looked okay with trapdoors, with like spruce trapdoors, but it just was a lot of spruce trapdoors. It was just a lot of repetition, so I decided to change it. And plus you can see through these a little bit, which I think because you can see through these, I feel like having these be see-through was good as well. Alright, so it's just this little path here, I think. And that's pretty good, really. Nothing too bad there. So depending on where you put them, the mushrooms can feel very, very plain. I think that works. Maybe we'll break this up a little bit. MDog9to5, resubscribing 32 months. That's amazing. Thanks so much, MDog. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good Friday. So I'm going to pepper in a little bit of this. I'm not sure what I'm doing here, so I'm not going to really dig into it too heavily right now. feel like we could probably do with some sunken bushes maybe. That's pretty good. Again, not committing to anything here. I'm not super in love with this tree. We'll have to figure that out later. GrandpaCrafter, get a run. Thanks ever so much for being here. And thank you again for that incredibly generous monthly donation that you've set up. That's super, super cool. I really appreciate it. Have a fantastic Friday. Hopefully there's pizza and beer or whatever your equivalent of pizza and beer is. You know that joke online about like what's your Roman Empire? The idea is that men in general think about the Roman Empire like several times a day. It's not true for me. I'm not sure what people are referring to, but I will say that I think about dinner and often pizza and beer. That's probably pizza and beer is probably my Roman Empire. That's probably how that rolls. So I don't know whether I want to do a wall going the entire thing. I feel like we can maybe do little bits. Maybe it doesn't have to go the whole way. I feel like that kind of tracks. I don't know if I maybe want to change this to that. It looks good from this side. I don't know whether I like it from this side. Actually, yeah, that's fine. Or maybe a pressure plate would work better. That could be a way to break up some of the repetition over here too. Maybe to grab a pressure plate. Hold on. I think that does work. I don't know if it works right there, but I feel like it could work in other situations. So like over here, for example. Kind of like that. I feel like this wants to be a different direction. And then maybe I can get away with pressure plates here. Maybe not both of them. Maybe we'll just pick one. Yeah, I think that works. Just enough to spice it up a little bit. Make a little bit of a change. I think there, because the trapdoor is here, I think that replacing that works out well. And then I guess I could put one here too. Thank you, Cosmic. Much appreciated. And then, I don't know if I've made this too, like, not sturdy enough, perhaps. I like the real variety of textures I've got going on over here. Maybe a good idea for this would be to put something like this here and then remove this. And that's where our pressure plate goes. I think that's pretty good. Whoops. Am I out of moss? I think I'm out of moss. I am. Dark. Can I replace any of these? I think maybe. I don't want to replace the one that has, I guess I could just do this. I don't want to change the ones that have signs on them. But I think I'm going to anyway. Just to how annoying that is to fix. Stop it. All right. I think we're good. So I'm going to withhold any decisions on this place until I know what I'm going to do. I think I need to do some more changes with the flowers. We obviously still have a lot of texturing to do on the wall. I don't think I've done any of this. No, none of this is done. So we've got a couple things that we can do that I know are not going to move, and that's fine. I started on that. So tomorrow at 1 o'clock Atlantic, which is when I normally stream on Saturdays, we'll be back hanging out in here, working on probably more of this tiered garden and trying to make some final decisions as to how much of this is going to be lilacs and how much of this is going to be pitcher plants. So you can see I'm trying to kind of circle the pitcher plants. I feel like I need to have lilacs here. I don't know about there, but certainly there. And then maybe a little bit up here too. We'll see. But today though, we got all of this done. Custom tree, all the bushes. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it takes a bit of time. And then all of this second tier is also done, details, all that stuff. And then also we came up here and did the pathing. So really, I think this top level with the house is finished, with the exception of the wall. But I would consider that part of the next tier down, because that's how you see it, is the next tier down. So I think this, I guess with the exception of this tree, but all the stuff near the house is done. And I'm quite happy with that. I really like that transition from the pink lilacs up into the turquoise and the blues and the purples into the beets. And then when we get close to the house, we've got a lot of really light purple. So it's similar to the lilacs, but it's very different. And it feels more like these are flower crops, and then these are just decorative flower gardens, the way that we want them to be. So quite happy with the way that this turned out so far. Still have a few more things to finish up, obviously. Not so much a lot of new details, more like details that just require some decent legwork, like how big the wall is, how much of that we're going to have to texture and get right. But pretty good. Cosmic, if you've got anybody that you want to suggest in chat for a raid, I will be more than happy to send folks along to some more Minecraft for the rest of their Friday afternoon chill out here on Twitch. In the meantime, I'm going to dump some of this so that I don't have such a craziness waiting for me when I log in. I'm always, it's like when you don't do your homework, when you log into Minecraft and you realize you didn't really organize your inventory the last time you were on, and then you've got like this inventory just full of what it feels like junk because you don't remember what you were working on. So hopefully that's not something we have to worry about tomorrow. That. I don't know if I had brown wool in there. It doesn't look like I do. Impulse, Tadpole, and Scotsman. Well, we haven't rated Tadpole in a little while, so let's send everybody all over to Tadpole. Always a good time. Pretty chill stream. The best chuckles on the internet. Folks, if you want to see more stuff or hear about more stuff about Minecraft, you can listen to the Spun Chunks podcast. That's something that I do every week with Pixel Riffs. There is a new episode out right now, available on all of your podcasting platforms, including YouTube. Same thing with the Citadel Cafe, my podcast about sci-fi and fantasy entertainment. There's more episodes coming up. Steven and I are going to be recording next week, so you can look forward to that. And thanks again to everybody that supported today. Lots of subs today. A couple of Prime subs. Somebody hit a full year. I think it was 0. Hit a full year on Prime subs. That's just incredible. I really appreciate it. And don't forget those Streamlabs monthly recurring donations. Those are fantastic, and they really help me out. And if you wanted something else that's a subscription, but you want to get a benefit from it, check out patreon.com/JoelDuggan. That is where you can sign up for $2 a month, less than the price of a cup of coffee. You get to join the Discord, and you get to support me in the process. And Patreon is another platform I really, really like because they take very, very little, and they give most of what is given in support by patrons to the creators. So me, or people like me. And so I really, really like that platform as well. And plus you get access to the Discord where we talk about all kinds of stuff, not just Minecraft. Lego. Speaking of Lego, the Lego Let's Chat is going to be returning next Friday. I have information from my latest Lego shipment that is coming on Tuesday the 7th. So it should be here, even if it's delayed a little bit, it should be here in plenty of time for next Friday. And that is the Lego UCS TIE Interceptor. It's about 2,000 pieces. Should be a good 6 weeks of Friday Lego content. So the next Friday will not be Minecraft. It'll be Lego. So that should be very, very fun. I will see you folks tomorrow. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Enjoy Tadpole Milk. Bye for now.